Welcome to Father's Coach. I'm your coach, Christopher Enoch. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to hire a lawyer, and more specifically, how to hire a lawyer that specializes in fathers. Now, obviously, we're looking for a family law lawyer. You don't want to hire a criminal law lawyer for this kind of a case. You're looking for a family law lawyer. But you're looking for a lawyer who is good with fathers. And we're looking for a lawyer who knows how to win a case for fathers. So what you want to do, the first thing you want to do, you're going to have to make a lot of calls. Now actually finding the right lawyer for fathers is actually like finding a needle in a haystack. You know, it doesn't take very much skill to win a case for mothers. Now, I know you might have friends or family that may come up to you and say, hey, so-and-so, he is a good lawyer, or so-and-so, she's a good lawyer, and this is why, because my aunt, she had him and won her case, or my sister had him, or my cousin had him, or my friend had him, and, the first question you need to ask is this lawyer good with mothers or good with fathers? A lawyer can be a great lawyer for a mother, but a horrible lawyer for a father. So what you need to do is you need to do some legwork. You need to do some homework, so to speak. You need to make some calls. You need to have some interviews with lawyers. Now you're going to be spending a lot of money and a lot of time with this lawyer. So it's just common sense that you want to do a lot of shopping, and you want to do some serious interviews. You don't just want to hire a lawyer just because that lawyer seems to have a good personality, or some shallow reason like that. You want to hire a lawyer that's good for fathers. The first question you need to ask is, did you ever win a court case where the father and the mother are fighting for custody and went through all the way through a full-blown trial and the father won? Now, if the lawyer says, yes, I did, what you need to do, and this is very important, you need to say, show me the order. Show me the court order that proves that you won this case for this father. Now, the lawyer might object to that by saying, well, I can't reveal my client's personal information and this kind of stuff. But you know what? You say, listen, I don't want to see the names. I don't have to see the names. Just black out the names, blot out the names, blot out all the personal information. But I need to see that that you represented the father and you won, and not just one court order, but several court orders. You don't want to hire a lawyer just because this lawyer can show maybe one or two or three court orders over a period of 10 years or something like that. You're looking for a lawyer who can produce a substantial amount of court orders to prove that they won the case for the father. Secondly, you need to make sure that this court order is not a temporary court order. You need to make sure it's a final court order that the lawyer won. And thirdly, you need to make sure that the court order is not a court order that was made on consent or made with a consent motion. You need to make sure that the lawyer actually fought the case. If it's a court order on consent, then the lawyers didn't do anything, really. The lawyers just said, oh, well, my client agrees with your client, so let's just write up the order. There's no skill involved with that. You need to make sure that it's a court order that is a final court order, that is a court order that was not made on consent, and it's a court order that the father won the case with that particular lawyer representing the father. So you need to have information. Now, don't be shy to ask lawyers for this kind of information. Lawyers are used to proving things. They are used to, that's their job, to prove things. If they can't prove to you that they are a good lawyer by winning, several cases for fathers, going all the way through a full-blown trial, hotly contested issues, if they can't prove that to you, then they're not going to be very good in your case, okay? So you need to make sure that you do that and find a lawyer that can prove him or herself to you as a lawyer who is good with fathers. That is of utmost importance. Another thing you need to consider, now I know this may sound crazy, but the odd person, finds himself in this situation. Never ever hire a lawyer that represents both you and your ex. Don't do that. It's just crazy. And do some research with your lawyer. Is your lawyer a friend of her lawyer? Don't hire him. Don't hire that or her, whoever it is. Don't hire a lawyer that's friends with the other lawyer, okay? And don't hire a lawyer based upon whether that lawyer is a bulldog in court, just because he or she has a big mouth and is very aggressive and very, seems to be a fighter. That doesn't mean very much. That doesn't really mean very much. That lawyer can blow off a lot of smoke in court and still lose the case. Actually, that lawyer can actually make things look worse for you. Okay? I'm not saying not to hire an aggressive lawyer. Yes, you need a very assertive lawyer. But sometimes the quiet ones do a very good job, okay? So keep that in mind. Don't put primary value on the way the lawyer comes across as a fighter or not. Don't hire a lawyer based upon his or her, educational credentials. Like if they have a string of degrees behind their name, they may be good in school, but not good in court. Don't use that as a rule of judgment. And thirdly, don't hire a lawyer based upon his or her bill. In other words, just because it's a high-paid lawyer doesn't mean that lawyer is actually going to do good things for you. I mean, the cheaper lawyers might do better than the more expensive lawyers, So don't judge by those particular credentials. Like I said to you before, the number one thing is that lawyer can prove to you that lawyer is good with fathers and won the case through a full-blown trial. Won the case that wasn't made on consent, that was a hotly contested trial, and that it was a father that they were representing and not the mother. Okay. Now, after you hire the lawyer, you need to be aware of this as well. Now, most fathers don't have the resources, don't have the money to hire a lawyer from beginning to end. You need to educate yourself. You need to be proactive. You need to realize that it's easy to blow tens and even sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars on a lawyer. So when you hire a lawyer, understand that you may not have this lawyer for very long. So you need to spend time thinking about questions to ask this lawyer. Now, you need to certainly invest in like a personal notepad that you can carry on your keep close to you at all times, day and night, so that when you think of a question, write it down. Make sure you write it down. Don't trust in your memory. Sometimes you might forget. So write down every question you have and brainstorm, with yourself and with friends and family. What should I ask this lawyer? And what if this happens? What if that happens? Think of all the scenarios, and make sure the time that you spend with your lawyer is very well invested time, that you have some really good questions and that you don't take any more time than you have to with the lawyer. So, just keep that in mind. You need to educate yourself. You need to really get in there, understand how the courts work, and just be proactive. Okay? So, there you go. Some wonderful tips. And if you've enjoyed these tips, don't forget to subscribe. Many more videos like this on the way. Okay, and until next time, fight the good fight.